Welcome back, Fire Tribe. Last episode before the start of the season this Friday. Guys, we made it.
We did.
We did it.
We've done it. We made it through. Frankly,
It's time.
Was a crazy summer for transfers. It's been wild so far. But how are you two doing? Are you as excited as I am to get into it this year?
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for my team to not finish
the Jers.
like 16th or wherever we finished.
It's got the Jers.
Yeah, if they do,
Pumped.
that would be bad. That will be bad.
I mean, that's if they're not doing well by mid-season, I mean, Amarin, you gotta go. All right, got all the players in the world now. Not a lot of excuses.
Let's not talk about negative things like that, Sean.
Okay,
I
would never do that.
I can't handle it.
Okay, so today's episode, we're gonna be talking about my guys. I will give you an explanation of what that means. And then on Saturday morning, after a game's already been played, you're going to get a video from us talking about some of the matchups coming up. So tune in to hear what we think. And also, we're going to talk about some of the most highly owned players going into game week 1. Again, what our thoughts are, if we like them, if we don't like them. And that'll be that. And then starting next week, we're going to go back to the normal run of shows. We'll be doing our player picks before every game week. And then we will be doing our review after every game week. So get ready. We're going to get back on schedule here. But my guys, that's what we're doing today. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? So my guys, this is our first year doing this episode. We plan on doing it every year. We're excited about this one. What this is all three of us, over the course of the summer, we've talked about a lot of players, and it's all culminated in each one of us picking one individual player that we believe is going to be really, really, really good this season, right? We have our own reasons. We've done our analysis. We've watched him, learned about him, and this is a guy we're going to stake our flag on, right? It's someone that we believe is going to be a top-tier player by the end of the season. If they're not, well, we're just going to make fun of each other for that as the season goes on. But we really do believe in these players. These are the kind of guys that we think you should have game week 1. And frankly, you should probably have all the way through to game week 38. Maybe
what if they break a leg?
Well, of course, injuries, we can't.
Thank you, Phil.
We can't predict that. But, that is part of it where, hey, maybe you didn't put a guy as your my guy because he has an injury history, right? So I don't want a guy that has injury history because I'm picking a guy that I plan to have all season, right? So that's the my guy, short description. You'll kind of figure it out as we go, but I don't want to talk too much more about it. I just want to get right in, and let's start with the topics and transfers.
It's time for topics and transfers.
Okay, topics and transfers. Let's start it off with a guy that we talked about last week, but he hadn't officially moved yet. Dave, that's your boy, Benjamin Sesko. Officially a Manchester United player. Okay, last week I asked you if he did come, does it move the needle? And then I also asked you if he doesn't come, is Højlund the guy? He is there now. Does this move the needle? So answer me 2 questions. What do you think his price is going to be? Second question, does it move the needle in terms of do you want him on your roster starting the season?
No to the second one. And also I already know his price. I
7.
think it was 7.5, yeah.
Did it? I must have come out and I just didn't notice it.
But
He's
7.5.
not in FPL yet, I don't think, right?
I think he is.
Oh,
I think he's in there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mind.
7.5.
That price feels right, knowing what Gorkaresh got. I will say that.
Yeah. No, I don't want him at the start because I do think it's going to take him just like a little bit of time to get acclimated. I would probably guess he doesn't start against Arsenal just because he only got there like I think Sunday, so he's only had like 1 or 2 training sessions. So probably not right away. And like just like kind of with my attitude on a lot of United players, I just want to see how it looks first before I jump in on guys like Mbumo, Cunha, and you can throw Sesko into that. But in real life, I think it helps because now,
Of course.
teams actually have to pay attention to who's playing center forward, which only benefits the team as a whole. So I'm excited about it.
I am surprised at the price.
You thought it should be lower.
No, I
Higher.
would have put him at 8 million, to be honest.
I think I kind of like.
Because 7.5 is a steal.
Now Gyökeres is what, 8 million?
9.
9.
9. Okay. So for me, I think that makes sense. Like, how can you make Gyökeres 9 million and make Sesko even cheaper than that? Or wait, you said that you thought he should be more expensive.
I thought Sesko should be 8 million.
Okay, yeah, no, I take it back. Sorry, I got confused. No, I am actually with you there. I think Gyökeres at 9 million and then putting Sesko at 7.5 is a huge gap. Of course, Gyökeres had better stats in a worse league though, versus Sesko. He had really good stats, but he was in, I would say probably a better league. So
I think Gyökeres is going to an established team where the risk with United isn't necessarily
Fair.
the player Sesko himself, but
Yeah.
how are United going to play?
Yeah.
If United plays well, because now they do have the talent, then Sesko, his ownership's going to fire
I got
up,
so
and he's going to be so
he.
underpriced.
I think a lot of the people. My guess would be a lot of the people that are on João Pedro that are like, I really want him, but I don't love the fact that he's owned this highly, are going to say, let me take that 7.5 and throw it over to another guy who maybe less people are interested in right now.
Or you get both and pair them with Haaland, and you have
Could do that.
3 top dogs up there.
You could do that. All right. Moving on.
Who
Jack Grealish is now at Everton. Listen, he made that Man City move. Frankly, it didn't work out. I think it hurt his career, but he is now a 6.5 midfielder at Everton. Phil, any interest at all in Jack Grealish? Not even to start the season. Let's say we're 5 games in, Everton's playing decent. You interested at all? I think 6.5 is a little steep, but what do you think?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm really interested in anyone on Everton outside of
Beto?
defender here or there.
Defender, yeah, that's
or
fair.
Goalie. I mean, maybe in game week 5 or 6, to your point, yes. A guy pops up, Beto starts scoring, and he's the solidified number 9, but no interest in. And yeah, interesting move for Jack. To your point, his career kind of a little bump in it. I think partially it's due to how City played. Didn't let him shine like he could, but yeah, it's gonna be fun to see him on a different team and starting again.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was it's a good move for him. Obviously, Man City. I think he got very, very. He didn't even break 1,000 minutes last season for City, so it was really an unfortunate turn for his career. But yeah, hopefully for his sake, he bounces back. I think I'm with you. Not interested. I don't really want many of the Everton players at the moment. So let's see what they do first. Last piece of news. We got to talk about it. Crystal Palace, hot. They're on fire. They're on fire.
Hey,
They
who am
want.
I? Who am I?
Are you Dean Henderson?
Yeah.
Hey, man,
That was
he loves that hat.
I mean,
He
his
loves
hat
that
was
hat.
pretty cool.
Look, they won the FA Cup against a powerhouse in City, followed that up by going and winning the Community Shield against another powerhouse in Liverpool. They played Augsburg twice. Only one of those games they had their starters, and they smoked them 3-1. It wasn't all that close of a game. They look really good. They have made 0 changes in terms of bringing people in, virtually 0 changes. I won't say 0, but they haven't really brought anyone in. They offloaded some non-relevant players, so nothing's really changed for them. What is your guys' outlook on where the team finishes in the table this year? They were a middling team last year. Do you think they're fighting for a top 4 spot this year?
I think
Top 4?
8,
No.
top 8,
Top 6.
Top 8 would be if they don't finish top 8, it would be a disappointment.
I think they finish in the top half of the table. I really like them. They're going to give the
They
big
look
teams
good.
problems. You pointed out before we started recording that their starting 11 is great, and it's pretty
Yes.
much the same as last year, which I like when mid-table teams come back with basically their whole team. But their bench doesn't have a whole lot on it, so a
that's
couple
the worry.
injuries could cause some problems for them, and I think maybe the lack of depth holds them back from really pushing to be in the top 6. But I really like them. I think they definitely finish in the top half of the table.
I agree. I think that's where they're going to struggle is they just do not have the depth that some of these teams have. Quite literally one injury to one of their better players, Sarr, Eze, Mateta, they're in trouble. Yeah. They have no one to replace them that's even close to that talent level, I don't think.
I do think for FPL purposes, the game starts hinting at like anyone from their back line is probably a positive asset to have. In the midfield, you probably go Sar over Eze because of the price.
Hear me out, though. If you've watched their last games, they're playing a 3-4-2-1. Sar and Eze are up top. Munoz is playing in the midfield.
Yeah,
so he is
like that.
He's a five.
They're playing a similar formation. United,
right? I'm just saying a 5.5. He's more than a wing back. I think he's playing even more forward than a wing back.
He's high up the field a lot.
I understand.
That's the point.
I know. I'm just saying, like, to your point, he's back line. You're right.
Yeah, but
he's to me, not a lot of people have him, and he's very interesting to me right now. 5.5 million for a guy who's playing like half mid, half defense. He's gonna get all the points the defenders get in terms of shutouts. He's gonna have the lower DEFCON threshold. It's very interesting. But let's any other points there before we move into the
Mateta. It's fun to see all the 7.5 million forwards, especially with Sesko joining that group. There's a lot of options, and I don't think you can go wrong.
I agree.
Really, with any of the options, it's who's going to perform.
Solanke, Evan Nielsen.
I think you can go wrong.
You can definitely go wrong, but we don't know yet. We don't know that yet.
I mean, João Pedro.
João Pedro, yeah. All right, so let's just dive right into the My Guys episode, the first annual My Guys episode. And we're going to start off, Dave. We're putting you straight onto the hot seat.
Sure.
We want to know, Dave, who is your My Guy for the 25-26 season?
Well, if you've watched us at all this offseason, you probably know it already because I've talked about him like once, twice. It's Evan Nielsen from Bournemouth. So I'm going to go pretty in-depth on this. But
that is the whole point. This is an in-depth look at these guys.
I was kind of excited when they bought him last year, when they sold Dominic Solanke. He was pretty good for Porto in his last season, and I was excited to see him. He started this season. He was hurt. But there's a number of things that go into why I like him so much. I think he is a better finisher, number one, than what he showed last year. He underperformed. He scored 10 goals on a little over 13 expected goals. I think his numbers in Porto can support the fact that he is a better finisher than that. He outperformed his real goals versus expected goals in his last season there. So just some simple regression, in his finishing, he's going to have a better season. He also only played like 2,300 minutes last year.
He's hurt for a lot of that season. Yeah.
He missed some games in the middle too. He didn't start every game for a while.
No.
So just an increase in minutes and some regression in his goal scoring and finishing, I think gets him into that like 15 to 17 goal range. But I think there's more to it than that. And so like a lot of it is, they were trying to replace Dominic Solanke, right? Solanke, if you've ever watched him, he's a very willing runner. He'll run in behind, stretch the field. So he fit very well in how Bournemouth like to play. He'll work hard off the ball too, because they press very high up the pitch and then counterattack off that when they cause turnovers. Evan Nielsen, I think, can be like more than just an adequate replacement for him. He also is a willing presser off the ball, but he kind of lacks Solanke's raw pace. Like he's not slow, but he's not someone that you're overly worried about running in behind all of the time.
Slightly bigger guy,
like Solanke. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like how he fits because he sometimes will drop deeper. He's also very good with the ball at his feet, dribbling and pushing the ball up the field that way. And players like that fit very well in Iraola's system, like Antoine Semenyo. That's what he's really good at.
Well, okay. I'll agree to disagree.
We'll get it off of the finishing part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're not a Semenyo guy, but you're just going to have to deal with it.
Let it happen, okay.
But so I think his skill set translated pretty well in the first season. And I think, a lot of those guys in Bournemouth's team played a lot better in their second season in Iraola's system. And I think it's reasonable to expect Evan Nielsen to, not doing as much thinking out there. It's just more natural. I think it's reasonable to expect another small step forward from him, considering that. I mentioned that all of his teammates played better. There's the baseline BPS metric in FPL, which is like kind of their measurement of how well somebody plays in general, like measuring their real life effect on the game.
Sure.
Which obviously isn't a perfect metric, especially for, a rating if people actually played better in real life. But all of his teammates, like Cook, Ryan Christie, Marcus Tavernier, Antoine Semenyo, their baseline BPSs were all like in the negatives in 2023. And last year they were all significantly better in the positives. Justin Kluivert is probably the best example. He was a negative 2.47, which is really bad.
It's pretty good, right?
Really bad.
Not good. No.
And he was a 3.94 baseline BPS last year, which is actually very good. I think he formed a pretty good connection with Evan Nielsen. So I think my whole point in saying all that is it is measurable, at least to some degree, that team got better across the board in their second season. So like I said, I think it's reasonable to expect some sort of jump from him.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, you can.
So you mentioned the midfield's pretty much stayed unchanged, so that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense kind of got picked apart.
It did.
So are you worried that knowing the defense is going to be a lot worse, that ball is going to be in their end so much more than it was last year? And is it going to change the style they have to play to a more counter-attacking? Like, do you think the changes, Huijsen being gone, Kirkes being gone, is going to be so much they have to kind of be more counter-attacking than last year? They weren't that counter-attacking.
I mean, I don't
They had a little more possession.
think so. They didn't have the ball a lot. They were like down near Forest in terms of how much they had the ball.
Okay. Yeah.
They kind of play that very high pressing. You can call it risky at times, and
Risque.
I mean, sure, Iriola could adapt to having less of a back line. I don't know, but I think his system is more predicated on his front six players being willing to work hard and press high up the field. So,
All right.
in real life, it's definitely going to matter for them more than I
Sure.
think for him in
Yeah.
FPL purposes.
Listen, I'm taking a stretch point and I'm trying to, I'm grilling you, right?
You can grill me.
I think that's the point. I love the pick because I loved Evan Nielsen at the end of the season last year. I was all about him. So I love the pick. I'm just trying to find something that, and that's a stretch, right? For a forward to really struggle because the defense is worse, that doesn't happen all that often unless, to your point, the entire way the team has to play changes. And
Yeah.
I think it's not going to change, but Phil, do you think that I know that it's not your guy, but
No, he's a piece of shit. I think.
Whoa!
Just kidding. I think them losing Kirkes. I think Kirkes gave them a lot of space to attack with that most teams don't have. So I'm interested to see who takes Kirkes' spot and can he understand like Semenyo and how Semenyo moves and how to take that space for Bournemouth. Because to your point, having a player like Kirkes does give them outlets, and they could, maybe under pressure get the ball into that space and then let the top six guys cook. So I am curious to see who's going to take that left wingback spot, how they're going to fit in with, because I think Semenyo plays on the left too a lot of the time.
Yeah, he does.
So that's my only concern, but I think we've talked about it at $7 million. He's probably
Oh my god,
one of the best options you can have. So
Yeah, I mean, give me him 100 times out of 100 over like a Welbeck type.
well, yeah,
like,
if you're going to go Welbeck, Strand Larson, and anything like that, find that extra $0.5 million to get
get
Evan
him,
Nielsen.
yeah, because then you're not just
Yeah.
with Evan Nielsen. Again, to your point, he didn't play a whole season. It's going to be really interesting to see him play a whole season, assuming he doesn't get injured. And unlike a guy like Welbeck, you're like, man, I hope he gets a PK. Or Strand Larson, you're like, I hope he gets a tap in. Like Evan Nielsen to me is a true, like you almost expect him to get a goal a lot of times. The other guys, you're really just like, man, I hope he gets it. And no one else has him this week. Evan Nielsen to me is much more safe than those guys.
And the last thing I'll say, and then we can move on to you guys, but like replacing Dominic Solanke is important because he had 19 goals 2 seasons ago. And I talked about
goals.
like in total, Evan Nielsen underperformed, his expected goals by 3. But on a per 90-minute basis, if you compare his season last year to Solanke's in 2023,
Okay.
the numbers are like eerily similar. They are actually identical on an expected goals per 90 at 0.51. The big chances per 90, the chances from open play, shots in the box are all really similar. He actually is a little bit better than Solanke in big chances per 90. The shots on target, he's a little bit better. So he compares really favorably to him in the underlying stats. And again, I think he fits really well into the team. So I've said before, he's my favorite value at the position. I think he's a really nice alternative off of that big group at $7.5 million that a lot of people own. As Sean said, he is someone I want to have on my team for the whole season, and I'm going to have him on my team starting in game week 1, even though they play Liverpool.
Yeah. 2.3% owned. Big differential. Some of that might be the Liverpool matchup, but
And definitely,
for sure. Stash him on your bench.
I mean, play a 3-5-2 for game week 1 if you want.
I'm going to.
Listen, game week 2, he's going to go from whatever he is and probably jump 5%. They get Wolves.
Yeah.
So, I think other people are with you. I'm not going to let that 2.3% steer me away thinking people don't believe in him. I think that's purely a scheduling.
I hope people don't believe in him.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
the only other thing I wish he was locked in on was
Penalties.
PKs, because then it would make him a massive commodity.
Are we sure that Clivert's going to take
that's
them
the
all
thing.
season?
That's why I said locked in. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Clivert had a solid
He's
mid
pretty
to
good
end
at PKs.
season.
Clivert's also hurt right now.
So, yeah, there's a
but
potential there.
That was just
Potential
a
there.
knock, right? He's missing game week 1, I think. I saw.
I don't know. Let me see
don't know. I've
while
seen it
one
floating
of
around.
you guys while one of you guys talk.
All right. So,
I haven't
Dave.
looked in a while.
Dave's my guy. Evan Nielsen.
2,000 years later.
And we're done with Dave. Thank goodness. No, I'm kidding. I just love using this thing. I can't help it.
yeah.
So, okay, Phil, it's me and you now. Dave, why don't you decide who you think should go next, Phil or I? Which would you rather hear?
I really like Phil's guy, so I'm going to say Phil should go next.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
So my guy,
Phil's guy. My guy.
Phil's guy.
in simple terms, he has served Santa Claus. So why on earth?
I wish I had something for
Why
this.
on earth will he not be able to serve me?
I need to get something made for this.
And that
I
is
need
Mr.
to.
Reindeer, Reinders himself. I think he is the most underpriced, underrated asset in FPL right now. And just to put out my initial question before I get into some stats and other topics and comments around him, who else on City with Rodri's injury is even a true midfielder? Noteworthy true midfielder, because I know they have random dudes like McAtee and
Yeah, I mean,
guys like Gundogan.
Grealish gone. Savinho, no.
Gondwan and Kovacic. Kovacic
Yeah,
is
and
hurt.
Kovac is just hurt.
Gondwan doesn't give you going forward what Reinders does.
He's old.
There is not a single midfielder with his tools, a box-to-box almost type of guy. They haven't had that type of player since De Bruyne's prime, and that's when City looked fantastic. Last year, they didn't have De Bruyne. They looked slow. They couldn't really counter. They didn't have any guys that could break the line. So I think this is a guy that Guardiola has been looking for the last 1 or 2 years. I think it's a guy that's going to fit into their system well. I didn't catch the full preseason game, but he looked fantastic going forward for them. He could have had at least 2 goals, I think. I think he missed an open net. Was it an open net he missed?
I don't know if it was an open
pretty
net,
sure.
but I thought he hit the post. I could be
He hit the
incorrect
post.
there.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just letting you know. I think he hit the post. Everyone said that he looked fantastic. Right after the game, multiple big content creators were like, "This guy."
Yeah, and
Pay
guess who's been
attention.
talking about
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, I know.
Us. But long story short, he's just not talking FPL yet. He's just a type of player I think City has been looking for with injuries, how Guardiola has talked about him, how he looked at Milan. I just don't see him not starting game week 1 and actually being a guy that plays 70 to 90 minutes every single week. Obviously, he's going to rest with UCL and all the competitions, especially when we get further in the season. But I think he is going to be a pillar for a City team that is kind of restructured and is going to be much better this
He
year.
feels like an FPL Rodri. Like Rodri's not good in FPL, but he's great in real life. He feels like he's good in real life, but he also gives you value in FPL, which is like what we all wish Rodri could do for us.
Exactly. And I'm not basing any of really my midfielders off of DEFCON, but when you think about him playing that box-to-box, I think he is going to have opportunities to get those extra DEFCON points. So just throwing that out there. But besides that, it's really 2 things. One, for Milan, a really struggling Milan last year. He had 14 goal contributions. If you compare that to other guys last year, that were more expensive or that are more expensive than him, like Matoma, Sar, Iwobi, they're right around that range. They're not. Maybe I think Matoma ended up with 16, Sar was 14, Iwobi was 13. Like they're right around that range. So when I look at FPL and I see a guy at 5.5 million that can get me over, the 12 goal and assist returns, I'm just locked in on him.
None of those guys are on Man City.
None of those guys are on Man City.
None of those guys have Haaland above them.
Yeah.
And like literally going through the list of 5.5 million players,
Read every single one.
like Norgard, Anderson, which everyone's talking
Elliot
about him
Anderson,
for DEFCON
yeah.
points, but what did he have last year? Was it 5, I think? 2 and 6, so 8 goal contributions. Tonali, Caicedo, which everyone loves. Adama, Bellegarde, like
Yeah, that's it. Gomez for Wolves. Yeah,
Gomez,
that's pretty much it.
like
Not interested
Gravenberg, but
in any of those for
it's like
attacking purposes.
you wouldn't draft any of those guys, but now you get a guy that's going to start for City, that has the offensive threat, that's going to be a box-to-box player again for City, feeding the ball to some of the best forwards in the world. Like, he's just uncomparable right now to any other player at that price point. And I think for me, that's why I just have to go with him. And as long as he keeps starting for City, he is going to be a pillar of my midfield because he allows me to spend money on other of the premium players. So I just...
That's a pretty convincing argument.
That's
so.
yeah. I mean, I think
Thank
you
tried my best.
yeah, you picked. You picked a great guy. The argument makes itself, frankly, with how good he is. But yeah, I mean, so here's the thing: what if Rodri? We know Rodri just got his injury pushed out even further. What if he comes back? Does that affect you at all in how relevant he could be?
No, because I think he should play by Rodri. You have Rodri as that centerpiece, and then he's going to be the box-to-box around him, and then that's where you get the Cherkis, the Savinho. I know they're trying to sell him, though. Savinho, Bernardo Silva, all those guys that can... Phil Foden, that can play ahead of them, almost at that 10.
Philippe.
So, like, I think none of those guys take minutes away from him, and I'm not a coach. I'm not Guardiola. I haven't won the Champions League, 1,000 leagues, obviously.
But you could.
But I don't think there's another player on City that plays how Reinders is going to play for City. So I don't think anyone can really be a threat to him, to be honest. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. I mean,
So I copy and paste what Phil just said.
Yeah,
for my reasoning.
he's on my team. He's going to be on my team. I have zero issues with this one. I love the reindeer.
He's midfielder of the year in Serie A last year.
He cooked. Madrid had a terrible year. A lot of teams cooked them, but he absolutely cooked them in the UCL, and he made all those players look stupid. Yeah. Playing box to box, he did everything for him. Everyone was like, Leao. No, he absolutely can control the game, break through lines, find the spaces. He's obviously good at scoring. He had 10 goals. Like, the only thing I'd maybe want to see more from him is attempted assists. They were kind of low last year from Milan.
Again, let's see him in City though, right? Give him the City team.
Milan wasn't great last year.
That's my
Pulisic was probably their best attacking player, and he's great, but he's not anyone that's on City right now. So he's not Haaland.
I think we talked last year, like when City was kind of middling for a lot of the year, they were kind of like trying to piece together their midfield and like didn't know who their best midfield lineup was. They were trying to find guys with different attributes and make it work. And like you said, Reinders kind of brings all those attributes in one guy. And so I think if you believe his minutes are safe, which I think whether it's right away or at some point in the season, I think they will be.
Yeah.
He's an easy budget midfielder.
Well, it sounds like that's a Fireside approval. I'm going to give you an approved right there.
Certified.
No, that wasn't approved.
That wasn't approved?
Not a certified. That wasn't approved.
Woo!
Yeah, that one might even be better. I don't know.
Let's go.
All right, it's on to my guy.
Your guy.
My guy.
Fine. Gosh.
I went back and forth on this decision. I had a couple players in mind. I really couldn't land on anyone. I thought about Dwight McNeil if he played a full season.
You just flipped a coin for the most.
Pretty much. No, I'm kidding. I thought about Dwight McNeil, but then I was like, listen, Everton.
I would walk out the door if you.
Well, I thought about it a little longer, and I moved off Dwight McNeil.
I respect it.
Then I thought about, well, maybe Solanke. Son's gone. Madison's out. PKs. But then I said to myself, Tottenham's offensive and some of their underlying offensive stats last year were really bad, and I thought, well, maybe the new manager. Well, Brentford's were pretty bad too, so I don't see it changing. I think he'll be fine, but I wasn't in love with the Solanke pick. So who did I go with? I went with a guy from the team that we all just said we love this year, Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey.
Okay.
I like that, Phil. Thank you for that. Finished 18th in defensive points last season, 116 points in 34 games. He would have gained 2 DEFCON points in 14 of his games, so tack another 28 on. All things being equal, that would have put him in 4th place, 144 points. I understand everyone else is going to get DEFCON, so I'm just saying, it gives
They
you
don't
the...
They don't get it.
anything.
They don't get anything. And in 6 games, he had 9 contribution points. So he's 1 away from getting another set. So
It's massive.
a potential another 12, right? Point is, DEFCON wise, he's very high on the list. Crystal Palace, we just talked about. They look really, really, really good. 2 trophies after what? They never had a trophy before this year, right? That was their first trophy. I'm pretty sure that was...
You might be right. Or
I
they had
think that
1
was-
year, like...
I think that was
'Cause
Palace's
years
first
ago.
trophy, and now they have 2.
I'll look it up while you
which
talk.
is just goes to show
It's awesome.
It goes to show how hot this team is right now. And my thought was, listen, they didn't bring anyone in. That's kind of concerning to me, and it is because they don't have backups. But sometimes when a team is gelling, not bringing someone new into the mix might be the best thing for them. Is my thought process, Dave? Have they won a trophy before this?
Nope.
No.
First major trophy was
So they went
the
from
FA
no
Cup.
trophies to 2 trophies in a matter of months, right? So this team is on fire. Now we talked about.
Can I just say one quick thing about that?
Yeah.
When they won this second one,
Mhm.
and granted it's preseason trophy technically, but I've seen other teams celebrated like in a big way. They almost acted like they belonged
They
there.
belong.
It was like nothing to win it. They really didn't celebrate as much as I thought they would, which also tells me that they're coming into the season with a shit
Chip
ton
on-
of confidence,
chip on the shoulder too.
but also that they know they're good and they know they can beat these top teams.
They also got, I think they're also out of the Europa now and they're into the Conference League. They got pushed down. So they're going to be,
Yeah, I don't think they
for
are.
lack of a better term, they're going to be pissed. I mean, whatever. It's the club's fault, but it's not the players' fault. They're not going to be happy about it. I think it's going to light even more of a fire under them to say, you know what? Screw you guys.
Yeah.
Like, watch what we can do. But I think we talked about this defense. So you said it. This defensive line across the board is really, really good. Obviously, Munoz, he is 5.5 million, so he's a little more expensive. But he was fantastic last year. He was amazing. We know what he can do. He's basically playing midfield. But look across the back line because they are playing right now 3-4-2-1. So they have 3 center backs in the back. Lacroix, I don't think that's how you pronounce that. Sorry, my French pronunciations are terrible. I'm assuming he's French. For me, he's a no-go. He's not better than Gay, and he's more expensive. Less upside. Chris Richards was interesting to me because he is a little younger. He has been really good for his national team, the U.S. team, over the summer. I think he had 2 goals in that tournament. But I just need to see more from him, and he's the same price as Gahey. So, listen, I don't want to take a guy that's more risky for the same price. Gahey, to me, 4.5 million steal. I project him to be the best guy at that starting price to end the season. I think he finishes better than Wan-Bissaka. I think he finishes better than Konsa. I think he finishes better than Van de Ven. Those are kind of the big names right now that are in the top 10 ownership. I think he finishes better than all of them. Last season, 34 matches, 3 goals, 2 assists as a center back. Only 1 center back had more than 3 goals last season. It was
Milenkovic.
Milenkovic. Thank you. 2 assists, that tied him for the most assists from any center back last season, right? So it's not just that he has DEFCON. It's not just that I think Crystal Palace is going to be really good in the back. They had 11 shutouts last season. That was 7th, tied with Chelsea. I think they're going to be better than that this season defensively. But it's not just that, right? He's able to get a little bit of offensive points as well. And I went a little deeper. So Crystal Palace, they posted the 3rd most tackles last season. They posted the 2nd most blocks last season. They posted the 4th most interceptions and the 4th most clearances. Throw all that together, that is a really nice stat line when we're talking about DEFCON, which we already knew he could do. I don't know, man. I'm loving him. One last point, and then I'll open the floor here. Put the stats aside. what put me over the top for him?
What could it be?
What could it be?
It's really
You
building
forgot already.
I didn't forget. I didn't
the
forget.
anticipation.
It's the fact that he could be on Liverpool this season. We don't know that. I did all of my analysis based on what Crystal Palace did. That's who I'm assuming he's going to be with. But Liverpool, the rumors are ramping up again. They really want him. My perfect scenario, he plays with Crystal Palace for half the season. He does really well. They do really well. January transfer window comes along. Hey, come on over to Liverpool. Slot him next to Virgil van Dijk on one of the best teams in the league. My goodness. That's going to be insane. So, again, it's a hypothetical, but knowing that Liverpool is interested and he might go there is a huge boost on top of all the good things that I already said. Okay. Thoughts? I said a lot.
No, he is a good $4.5 million option. He'll get the DEFCON points. I think Palace are a pretty solid defensive team, so like there's some shutout potential. Yeah, I don't have any issue with it. He's one of the guys. There's a handful of guys at $4.5 million that I like, and he's one of them. I'm interested to see like if he gets sold to Liverpool, which it does feel like is going to happen.
It could very well happen.
Like it all depends on if he plays over Konate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Konate isn't exactly like the picture of health throughout his career. So like I feel like it might provide you a nice opportunity in season if he does get sold that people might not own him highly. If Konate gets hurt, which has happened in the past, that becomes that shutout potential goes up for him by a pretty significant amount.
And I just feel like to start the season, Crystal Palace has a back three that they love. Unless the money is just astronomical, I don't see him doing it right now, especially because Liverpool does have Konate. But to your point, if he gets hurt, they may be willing in the January transfer window to just throw money at Crystal Palace. And depending on how Crystal Palace looks, maybe they found another guy to slot in. Right now, he seems like the guy. Like they played their subs against Augsburg, lost 1-0. They played their starters. They won 3-1. So like their subs don't seem like they're very good. They played against Augsburg subs, so it wasn't starters.
Yeah.
It was subs versus subs. So their subs aren't very good. I don't know if they're going to be willing to just give him away right before this season after that trophy too. So I have a feeling he's going to be there to start the season. Maybe January it changes, but I don't foresee him leaving. I think Crystal Palace, I'm making a bold statement. I think they're going to be the Forest of this year.
Well, I think
I like it.
If he goes to Liverpool, I might not be on him anymore because I don't think Liverpool is going to be that good defensively this year.
That's a wild statement.
Just
How much
throwing that
time
out
do we
there.
have? How much time do we have?
It's a hot take, but I do think my only hesitation with him, but I have him for my team, so I agree with everything you said, is the start of the season is complicated. We've talked about this. Make sure you have guys in rotation that you can actually bench him. Don't get frustrated with him. They have two really, really good back-to-back weeks, I think, for game week 4 and 5 against Sunderland and West Ham. Yeah. But then 10 through 19, he's basically a set and forget outside of a City game. So just have rotation for the beginning of the season. Enjoy those probably 2 free shutouts there in the middle, and then celebrate come game week 10.
I mean, I agree with you. I like him in 3 of the top 5 games, first 5 games. I think Forest is. I might be projecting too much negativity on them. I don't see their offense being very good. I think that could also be a shutout.
No, you're right. I think just a Chelsea away and Villa away.
Chelsea away is tough.
2 tough games.
Absolutely. No disagreements. But again, you said it, but this my guy for me. He's a season-long player. Yep. This isn't a first-week player. This isn't a first couple weeks. This is a guy I want to have eating on the bench. Someone I'm ready that I can put in. So that's my guy.
Okay.
Can we talk about for 1 minute? Can you just give us the explanation on the Liverpool being bad defensively? Just 1 minute. Just let us know why. I'm just curious. I'm not questioning it. I'm just curious what your thought process is. They want to know. The peeps want to know.
You guys really want to know?
Peeps
I don't have much to back up that statement. I was trying to say something bold, but if you're putting me on the spot,
I am.
I have a feeling Van Dijk looked bad against Palace. He looked very bad against Palace. I think he's on his way out from Liverpool. Konate, injury prone. I think Kirkes and Frimpong are very two offensive assets. I don't know defensively, so it's not like you're upgrading from a defensive standpoint from someone like Trent, who everyone talked about. So I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I think they're going to be a powerhouse offensively, but I could see teams exploiting some of the spaces in the back, and that's the only reason I think that there is chance that we don't see as many clean sheets for Liverpool this year. Again, could be completely wrong, but that's a gut feeling I have for them.
I think that's fair. They had like 19 last year, which was like 3 more than
They
any
had
other team.
19.
It was
There's
19
no way
or
that-
16.
Then 19.
16.
That's insane.
16?
I
Was
guess
it 16?
I don't think they had a clean sheet in half their games.
That'd be crazy, right?
Probably. I think it was
I
16.
still think they'll be a good defensive team. I think they could take some time at the start of the year to mesh with the new pieces they have. So maybe they start. I don't know. They looked like they were kind of half asleep against Palace for some of that game.
Yeah. It's recent.
One game, but I think some
14.
of it could be, it takes some time for their new pieces to mesh. They have 2 new fullbacks, so it can't be easy to adjust to that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. Yeah.
14 clean sheets, by the way, for everyone out there. I was a little bit
Little
over the
aggressive,
top on
Sean.
a little aggressive. 14. Still really good.
19 would be up there.
19 would be probably the best that's
With-
ever happened.
Who do you guys think has had the most clean sheets in?
Oh, a quick trivia before we're done. Okay,
Yeah.
most clean sheets ever.
I know the
Just the
answer.
team. I'm not gonna.
the
I'm not going
Arsenal
with the year.
Invincibles team.
No, I don't think so.
The Man City Aguero year.
I think it's going to be Chelsea with Peter Cech.
Oh my God, the helmet.
Yeah.
The helmet. Peter Cech. Let's find out. Quick trivia, and then we're out of here.
It was. Phil was right. 20.
Did you know that, or did you just think that? Did you know that before you asked the question?
0405 Chelsea had 25.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Jose Mourinho. Was there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
It was with Ashley Cole, John Terry,
Check.
Ivanovic. That was a gnarly. I mean, did SCM play for them? I think so.
That would have been that time.
You get a sue for
That
that.
Michael Ballack time, too.
Michael Ballack was a little further because in 2009, Barca robbed them, and Michael Ballack had that shot. That
All right, we're wrapping it up now. That was a great trivia, though. I love that ending. That
sir.
was fun. That was fun. Okay.
Okay.
We're out of here. That was the first My Guys episode that we have done. We'll be doing that every season right before the season starts, so look forward. It'll keep getting better. It'll keep getting bigger. Look forward this Saturday. We're going to be putting out our episode talking about the highest ownership players and a little look at some of the games that are going to be on Saturday, Sunday. So a little review there. And then we'll be back, like I said, next week, starting into our normal rotation, player picks and week reviews. And we're amped to get it started.
Check our socials and other YouTube videos for kind of our drafts and players we think are going to be good for game week 1. So
Yep. And one last time, this is the last time we're going to say it, but if you want to join our Fireside Mini League, $200 cash prize paid out your favorite Cash App. If you want in automatically, join the Patreon. Link is in the description. If you want a chance to get in a random draw, just message us on X, message us on Instagram, and just simply say Fireside Mini League. We will respond back. We will put you in the drawing, and you have a potential chance to get in that league if you win, winner take all. That's
so
it.
much money.
We want to grow that league. We're going to
all
be doing
facts.
it every year. So get in now. Be ready for next year as well. And I think with that, yeah, like Phil said, check us out on socials. Like, comment, subscribe on this video if you liked it. We really appreciate that. We want to hear from you. And yeah, I think we're out of here, boys.
See ya.
All right, you can't do that.
Sorry.
Come on. See you.
See ya.
Bye.